Are you scared of the dark? What about your nightmares? Have you ever imagined yourself being dismembered? Help me! Just what is your capacity for fear? I think it's time we find out. I'm Albert Kane, and I am the caretaker. Tonight you will be my very special guest for the most intense night of terror on Earth. Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. Join me on a journey through your fears as I transform Universal's Islands of Adventure into one disturbing nightmare after another. Your time has come.
Islands of Adventure, the newest theme park at the Universal Orlando Resort. 5 themed islands surround a lagoon. The attractions here allow you to defy gravity. Brave the world's first inverted dual-track coaster. Come face to face with a T-Rex. And scale buildings with Spider-Man in one of the most advanced attractions ever created. It is a thrill-seeker's paradise, exciting and terrifying. But that is nothing compared to what happens every October and November when the sun sets and a wickedness takes over. Evil arrives. No one is safe as up to 600 ghoulish monsters overrun the park, torturing the innocent souls who dare to enter. No, this isn't a nightmare. It is Halloween Horror Nights, a special ticket event that takes place after theme park hours. Victims run, victims hide, but there is no escape. 5 ghastly haunted mazes tempt the naive. Inside, these victims are marionettes at the mercy of the mad minds of Universal's puppeteers.
Halloween Horror Nights is one of the most professionally done attractions in the country. It's a highly detailed, high startle, high score event.
Universal's reputation and resources make this one of the biggest horror-themed events in the country.
One of the things that Universal Studios is able to do is budget. They're able to put a large amount of money into their events, into each one of their elements, their attractions.
Another advantage Universal has is its history with horror. Long before Halloween Horror Nights wreaked havoc on theme park visitors, Universal Studios was making moviegoers squirm in their seats.
Universal was known for its horror films, and it was also known that the horror films actually helped save Universal from financial disaster. Films such as Frankenstein, Dracula, The Mummy.
But there's a big difference between watching a horrific event and living it. That is the challenge the designers of Halloween Horror Nights faced.
Everything has to connect, so when a guest walks into that space, they feel like they've been transported to this kind of fantasy horror environment, that they can believe that for that split second that they are real monsters and they're going to come actually interact with you.
Of course, it doesn't hurt that their backdrop is a world-renowned theme park, famous for its stomach-in-your-throat coasters.
Islands of Adventure was a park designed around thrills and thrill rides. And Halloween Horror Nights, the event itself, is all about thrills and chills.
Haunted house gives you the opportunity to experience what would happen to you in a violent situation safely. So that same target market that wants to go to a haunted house also wants to ride the roller coasters.
The Universal team spends an entire year designing the event. And there are plenty of scares here to freak out even self-proclaimed tough guys. Every nook and cranny is what Universal calls a scare zone. But it is the 5 haunted mazes that draw thousands of would-be victims each night.
A haunted maze is an experience that is a series of different types of scenes that you go through. We use the term maze because it is a maze. We don't want people to ever feel like they know which way to turn, which way to go.
Every maze is created around a core scare, which takes a basic human fear, like fear of the dark or fear of bugs, and magnifies it. This theory works. After all, everyone's afraid of something.
Fear is something that is genetic, and everyone is afraid of certain things. But fear is also learned.
So, Universal asks the ultimate question: what are you afraid of? Be careful how you answer, because they'll figure out a way to make it 10 times worse than your imagination. That leads us to our first horrific haunt, which focuses on one of the most common fears: death.
Well, I think death is one of the things that most everyone tends to be afraid of. First of all, you don't know what's going to happen when you die. You don't know if it's going to be painful. Nobody wants to be in pain.
There is no place with more deathly scares than the caretaker's haunted mansion, Scream House.
He lived in this Victorian house that was right next door to a cemetery. And he would take the poor, he'd say, "You're sick, I need to take care of you," and then he would operate on them to find out how he could get the soul.
It is in this unassuming soundstage that Universal created the biggest attraction at Halloween Horror Nights 12. In fact, it took dozens of construction workers and craft artisans to build the maze's structure. Universal goes to great lengths to make sure every detail feels authentic. From the fading wallpaper to the antique furniture.
Within the mazes, props and the scenic pieces are very critical to help make the reality of the space come to life. So we do lots of type of period shopping. We spend lots of time scouring either the state and the East Coast, from thrift shops to different types of antique spaces. And we want stuff that already is a little damaged and distressed.
But you aren't going to be startled by a piece of furniture. No, it's the secret tactics Universal employs that makes your heart race. Two types of scare tactics are special effects and scarectors, who are actors hired by Universal to give you the fright of your life. Our cameras got to go behind the scenes of Scream House to find out how they used these and other scare tactics, like misdirection and distraction.
Some of our scares are about distraction. The character here will fire this foot pedal, lets off that scream, and then another pedal here will activate a hydraulic guide.